Okay, okay. Let me see. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, guys. Okay, doke. Let's see if I can get this with the right bazooki. There we go. Hi, everyone. So slightly different setup for tonight. I'm just going to make sure that my bazooki is on. Okay. Radio. Okay. So as usual, guys, yeah, welcome to another week of practice with me. So I'll be going through some of the things that I do when I'm practicing. There's quite a few tunes that have come up and requests that have come up for like O'Callaghan tunes and like Planks de Irwin and Lord Inich Quinn and stuff and Fanny Parn, all these other pieces that he was very famous for. So I might try my hand at one of them tonight. The one that I was looking at, I think, was Madame Maxwell's. So I might have we go at showing you guys that. But as usual, if there's any questions or anything, you can put them into the chat as well. And let's see. Oh, I always forget. I'm going to open the community as well. So let me just get another screen up for the community. Sorry, community guys. I always forget about community. I shouldn't. Okay, so if I go into my Zender and into community, just in case you're asking any questions there, I'll keep that open. So any of my students who are already in the Top Score Music Academy community, yeah, you can ask questions there too. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, good stuff. There's lots there as well. Yeah, okay, I was going to keep that open just in case. Right, let's have a wee look-see at the desktop just for a second. I'm going to get rid of this piano. Don't really need that open. Okay, let me see. Also, if you can let me know, guys, if the audio's okay, if my microphone is okay, if my bazooki is okay. They can actually hear it, and when I go into the bazooki screen that you're actually able to see. Nice and loud and hopefully coming through. Just let me know. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to desktop and bring up what I'm working on just to give you guys an idea of what I'm doing. So what I've done here is I've gone into the session.org and downloaded one of the pieces that I heard, I think, on YouTube. So it's going to be a little bit different than what we usually do. I will be going over to Olivia's Facebook and grabbing another one of her tunes from there. But what I wanted to do first was just show you one of the pieces that I'm actually working on that I might actually end up teaching as well to the students. So at the moment it's just in MuseScore form. I'm just trying to think of where I'm going to be putting chords and stuff. So let me see. Make that as big as I can. And zoom in a wee bit. Okay. So So in the key of D major from the looks of it, the two sharps, and also we're hovering around on those chords quite a bit, those strings. Anywhere I see like open A's and open D's is a good indication that we're in the key of D major. Okay, so that should all be in the key of D. This is an interesting... Yeah, so we've got this A major chord here in bar 3. Ba ba bum. And then back to D. Okay, so I'm going to have a go at just playing it without any chords and then see if I can add some harmony in there as well. So let me just see if I can get the zoom slightly better than this. Maybe 200. Yeah, 200's a good spot. Okay. And if I just have this is the A section of the piece here, guys. This is the, yeah, and then it's repeated. So we have 8 bars here, and then just go back to the start. So let's have a listen. Okay, so that's really nice for quite a few chords we can put in. Da, da, da. So if I add in a D chord just for the very beginning, it's actually going to be D5. Ba, ba, bum. Put that underneath. That's going to be for the second bar as well. Okay, so we should have the ba ba bum. Yeah, maybe the A sus4. Be a nice chord in there. A sus. That's only going to be for literally those 2 beats. Then back to the da da dum. D, E, F sharp. Oops, sorry, copied the wrong thing. Try that again. Take those 3 guys and just copy them over here. Maybe for that, should be a G. G chord. And then, okay, so if I was playing this, I'm going to play it first of all so you guys can see the music, then I'll switch the scene so you can actually see the fingering and chords that I'm using. But it should be... Okay, it's just all D. Now for this chord... It's a wee bit tricky. I'll show you the fingering to this. It's a wee bit tricky for me anyway, doing that particular chord. It's really not the A sus. It's more like almost an A major chord. So I'm going to change this just to A. Da, da, da. And of course the fingering will have to change to reflect that. I'm actually holding down, yeah, those 2. Bum, bum. And then... this is going to be on that. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4 frets up. 1, 2, 3, 4 frets, and not play that string at all. If anything, my pinky is holding on to this string and it's dampening the string at the same time. So I end up doing this sort of thing. You don't really hear that top string, you know, because I'm dampening it. So okay, so I'm going to add that to the palette here of chords. This is like an A major chord. Da da dum, and actually name it so we can use it again. Just A, I suppose. There we go. Da da dum, and then that is going to be our power chord right next door. Da da dum. Okay, so I'm going to switch scenes to let you guys see this in the bouzouki. So hopefully you will be able to see. I bring up, yeah, a couple of extra wee things here. There we go. And just move this out of the way so it doesn't interfere. Oh, and make this, so no capo. Okay, so the beginning of this then, if I swap over to here, so you guys should be able to see my fingering here. So it's actually a hammer on that I do there. I don't even strike it. And I'm just strumming the first, second, and third courses. That's all that I'm doing there. If you're looking at my right hand, wondering what's going on here. Now this is the tricky part. Yeah, see the way I'm having to hold that pinky finger down? That is quite a, for me anyway, that's quite a stretch. I'm holding down the first, or the fourth and third courses on that second fret, just as I would usually do for like A or A5 even. You know, with the little finger down here, this third finger holding down. That's my normal A5. But I want to add the pinky here. That's a bit of a stretch for me, so what I do is give up on holding that string down, which allows my hand, as you can see, to move around a wee bit more, just to hold down that string. That's my C sharp. So for that da-da-dum, I'm going just for that one note, and then first chorus is open, da-dum. Then adding him back down, that third finger. Da. So it's a tricky enough wee thing to do here. Da da dum. Ba ba bum. C sharp D E. So if I draw it on the whoops. Yeah, it should be here. Okay, that shouldn't be. What's happening here? There we go, finally. So there shouldn't be anything coming out of that string at all when you're holding down the A, E, and C sharp. So it's quite a tricky enough little A major chord to do. I'm trying to keep this third finger out of the way by bending. It's actually quite uncomfortable doing this. Feels like I'm in a bit of a straitjacket. There we go. So ba, C sharp, and then take that out. So you're doing that for one little stroke, and then up to that E. So it's kind of an awkward little thing to show on this app. So this is the beginning of it. A, E, C sharp, and then lift that off, so it goes back down to being A, and strike this. And then bring him back. Da da dum. So it is one of the more awkward sort of movements, but I actually use that quite a bit, unfortunately, in a lot of places for my playing. Da da dum. Thankfully, the next two beats are really easy. It's just your D going up to the F sharp here. Ba ba bum. So we just that. D, E, F sharp. Okay, and then the next part is just, there's that pinky again for da da dum. Ba ba bum bum. Yeah, so if I go back over to the other screen again, just to show you in the desktop, just the bars that we're focusing in on here. Quite awkward this. So it's this part here. That's all that we've done is the awkward part. Da da dum. Ba ba bum. So you see how quick that C sharp's going to be? It's literally just for a quaver. It's half a beat. Ba ba bum. Then the next two beats are really easy. Da da dum. Okay, and then the next couple of beats are quite easy as well. That G. I should actually probably change the fingering there just to represent that. See the way this is the G that I that's quite loud. That's the G that I normally have. Okay, it's just that open strings and then hold down the second chord, second fret. But I'm holding my pinky up on the 5th fret, so maybe I should represent that as well here. So it actually should be there, shouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And I'm just going to save that as well. Ba, ba, bum. In here. So this is just another version. I'm going to call this G with high G. Oops. Come on. There we go. So. So it's still a G major chord. It's just a little bit more melodic. Let's do that, those 2 bars again. Ba, ba, bum. That's those 3. Da, da, dum. The high G, and then back to D. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the bouzouki again because I need to practice this. It's more for me. Okay, so here we go again. Goodness. So that A with the C sharp to the A5, and then your D, and then G with a high G here, the 5th fret. Then back to your B. Okay, so as you guys can rewatch this as many times as you like, just to sort of go for that. But that is probably the hardest part. It's that little part here where those 2 bars, especially after the first 2 bars were so simple, that is a bit of a nightmare with the stretch of the fingers and everything. But it's good exercise as well for that stretch at the wee pinky. Sometimes he gets left out quite a bit in bouzouki playing, so it's nice to use him for that A, especially for this chord. So let me do the first line again. Here we go. That's it so far. Okay, so I think this da ba 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 ba. Is this going to be your da dum, your D5 again? Do, do. Yeah, D A. You could put in another G in there, but I want to leave that to the next bar. And ba ba da 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 dum, and it's just a descending scale down to D anyway. So da 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 dum. And you just do alternating picking all the way through that. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Then I call this the Kesh jig, or maybe the Bothy band G, this one here in the middle. If I just add it in, you can see what I mean. So this is another G5 chord. If I zoom in on that just to show you guys what that's all about, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th fret again, and it's the 2nd and 3rd courses in the middle here. If you've ever listened to the Bothy band, the very famous version of the Kesh jig that they do, that's the sort of that's it's a lovely drone that you can get out of the bouzouki by doing that. So that's going to be the G that we use for, well, at least anyway, for this. And then maybe bring back the normal G here. Da-dum. Just your normal G major. Then let's bring it into the audio. That's what I'm doing down here. If you're wondering, guys, this is the audio track. It's going to be hidden when I publish this. You know, you won't be able to see it. But for playback purposes, I need to have this in here for the audio for my students. So when they're listening to this, they'll actually hear the chords being performed. Albeit on a sort of bouzouki or sort of banjo sound. I can't find a nice bouzouki sound that allows me to keep this notation as well. I tried putting in a bouzouki sound before, and what ended up happening was that everything was an octave higher or lower than what it should have been. So yeah, I would much rather have the notation written properly and just like a banjo playing the chords than just for the sake of, you know, aesthetics, just to have like a bouzouki sound and have the notation spoiled. So here is at least down to bar 6 so far. This sounds like a da 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 dum ba ba bum. This whole bar sounds like we're doing another thing with the A here. So so that sounds like it's going to be the same thing as up here. Dum. So let's move him over a wee bit. And just copy this down here. Dum. That's going to be A5, so that's going to be nice and easy. Da da dum dum D5. Bum bum bum. Okay, let's do it from here. Yeah, sort of sounds like nice and harmonized. Very basic, guys, as regards to chords themselves. It's just like chord 1 would be D major, chord 5 is A, and chord 4 is G. So there's been no real tricky, you know, minor chords or, you know, sus chords or anything unusual. It's all just major chords and power chords, fifth chords. So yeah, the tricky part is trying to do like a nice performance of the piece and play the chords at the same time, which is what I always try to do, rather than just playing chords. So if I just take you back to the actual fingering of it, let's have a wee listen. Taking it nice and slow this time. It's quite a bit to remember. Actually messed that up. There we go. Try that again. Oops. Yeah, that might actually be nice. It's hard to get that little B in there. That's where my buzzing happens a lot. If you guys can see, I'm trying to squeeze this little finger in, this third finger underneath. So. So if you're able to do it without a capo, when you add a capo, it's going to be 100 times easier. So much more easier, but because you don't have all these huge stretches to do. But we're going to suffer for a minute anyway. Okay, what about the second half? Da-dum. It looks like if I go back to the desktop here, we're going to be doing quite a bit of using the second chorus, like the cross-picking thing here. Okay, so really easy because it's just the 7th to nothing open. And then you've got the oops. Up the 9th fret here. Okay, so obviously then this is going to be our D. Ba, bum, ba, bum. And we can add in just this. I actually may have that exact chord. Let me see. Do I have, if I go on that high in this, where I'm using the very top, I'm using the, that's the 12th, that's the 11th, that's the 10th, that's the 9th. Okay, let me see. I don't think so, actually. Looking at this. And this is all with capo, so no, it's not these guys. Da, 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 da. That's all capo too, so, and none of these seem to have it. Okay, so it's a sort of a new chord. Oh, maybe this is it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think this is actually it. What's it called? This should be a G. High G maybe is what I'm going to name this. That's why I couldn't see it. Didn't have a name. Okay, so let's add high G in. Do, do, do. Da, 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 dum. Da, da, da. Same chord. Sounds like another 5th chord. Da, da. Ba, ba, bum. This chord again. And the G chord again. Da, da, dum. Back to your D chord again. Da, da, dum. A, G, F sharp. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so it's the same chord. Da, da. A, da, dum. It's going to be that A chord again. Do, do, dum. Do, dum, ba, ba, bum. Ba, bum. Yeah, another D chord. Do, 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 do. Same chord again. This looks like this part. Da da dum. Ba ba bum 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 bum. Oh, that should be there. And this actually is wrong. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put in this. Do-do-dum. Da-da-da-da-da. It's a nice descending scale. Yeah, so we've come across that before. Da-da-da. Do-do-do-do. There. And we're adding in our G chord again. Da-dum-dum. I wonder if I can add all that in at one go. Oh, happy days. Let's see. I wonder if that actually works. probably just G again. In there. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's the whole tune. Well, that's the whole tune with chords added in. Okay, so I still have to learn it, of course. So let's go through. We got as far, I think, as the second parts. The second part's up high. I'm gonna have to change the camera angle so to reflect where we are. We're way up here. So this is the 7th fret. Okay, so if you're wondering, the dot here, this dot is the 7th. This is the 5th. The 7th, it tends to be where you add your capos quite a bit. And the double dots are the octave. Okay, so that's the open string D, harmonics. Okay, at the octave there. Okay, so this is going to be da-da-dum. This is your 7, 8, 9, and then the 10th fret on the second course. That's your high G. Okay, it's one of the highest chords I play actually on the bouzouki. That's probably the highest, you know, that I do on the octave. A D. So if we take it just from the second half. Oops. I don't want to strum this G too much because it becomes very loud. So yeah, I'm way down the octave here, so I'm just going to do it up again, up high, because I kind of do need like 2 cameras to do this. So just do it up high. Yeah, it's the second part. Try it again. Here it is again. So you're doing like a little bit of scale work here in the second course. So yeah, I'll keep it all up high. Okay, so you could probably play the first 3 courses together there. You're doing that. And then all 4 courses for that G. Here we go again. That's your da-da-dum. That would be the equivalent of your A, G, F, D. So first course, A. Second course, up here. Now that is going to be your 10th fret on that second course. And then 9th course, so... That's just holding down the notes. Doing it with the chords. I probably wouldn't actually hit that E up there. I'd probably do it down here. Now the reason why we want to do it down at the bottom is because I get to do the full chord. So it's up high. to swap over quite quickly to get down to that chord. Sorry. Yeah, let me try and see if I can, what way is best to get down to that chord. It's quite tricky, this part. Maybe after that. I'm going to change the melody to make that easier. So one way of doing this is to da 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 bum bum. So what I'm doing there is, for that particular tune, is da da dum this part here. I'm going to make that a D in order to make it easier to move from this 10th down to this da dum. Da da dum. Okay, bum. 7, 10, 9, open, 7, 10, 9, 10, yeah, that's the way I'm doing it there. So if I do from here, yeah, and then 7, 10, 9, open, yeah, that allows me to get down there by having that D here. Rather than trying to play 2 E's, it'd be yeah. That's quite a just by moving that one note instead of having dum E and then having to get down there in the next quaver, just move that to D, so it should be, gives me plenty more time anyway. Da da dum. So much easier. Yeah, so this nice little chord. Da da dum. This part here. So you're playing that F sharp on the 9th. Then the 10th. That's the second chorus, as you can see. And then up to 7 here. So da 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 dum. Again, this is quite a tricky tune, because there's some parts where I've had to change the melody and the chords, and some places are a little bit tricky as well. Da da dum. If I just move on to the second part of the second half, it's the actually. Yeah, that A. okay, so this part isn't actually as bad as the previous section. I'll still obviously need to practice it. Okay, so let's go through just that second half again, just so you can see the fingering. Maybe if I just keep it on, yeah, if I just move my bouzouki over a little bit, you can see that's as high as I'm going to go. Up to this is the 10th fret. This is the 9th fret. Okay. So I'm going to take it from the start and see how we get on. I'm going to take it nice and slow though. I thought of another version of that. Yeah, so if you want to do a variation, you'd have it's another way to do it. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. It's that A. That one there. See. Da-dum. Awkward chord. That A, da da dum, and then the last part of it. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can put this into probably a more comfortable position, because that A is quite tricky to do. Usually when I sort of practice tunes, I try stretching just to get used to some of those awkward chords. But if I add the capo to maybe 3. Okay, so let's see what does that do. Get into a nice sort of F major chord now, or key. Let's make sure it's nice and... Yeah, it's so much easier to play up here. Oops. It's up here now. Yeah, it works. half. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember to do this from memory. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that is fun. You see, whenever you try to add something to, wow, adding it on just to the third capo, it's made playing the chords easier, but now I've got to remember. I was using everything off the 9th and 10th fret, which I can't do anymore, of course, because I've added the capo. So let me see. I'm just going to move this over a wee bit so you guys can see what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I'm going to take the piece again and watch out that I don't do that. It should be... yeah, so not lovely chord, whatever that is. Whoosh. So remember that everything's been pushed up. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to do that first half a couple of times just to get used to it up here. Sometimes I forget where I am, so I'm going to try that again, try and do it all the way through without stopping. Trying to get that between those two fingers. That's hard to do when you're sort of anchored these two. So let's see. I just move this up a wee bit. Okay. Let me try and just get my microphone out of the way of my hand. Okay. Gotta remember where that A goes. So sometimes I forget, am I doing this A? Am I doing this A? Am I doing this A? So sometimes I just gotta remember that's the A with the C sharp. And by the time I remember that, I've lost the tempo. So... okay, I think I've kind of got maybe the first half. Remember that I'm transposed up. Yeah, try that again. My goodness. Okay. I think I've got this finally. Famous last words. Try that again. Okay. That's the sort of first part of the second half of this tune. So we just keep going after that. You'd probably try to get chords here if you can. Okay, I think we've finally got it. Yeah, this is a hard enough wee tune. Okay, one final little run through, and then I'll go on to Olivia's just to see if I can find something a wee bit more straightforward than this. Okay, so if I zoom in, this is the first half of it. Okay, I don't really need my picture there, I don't think. Yeah, so. Okay, second part. First part of the second part, anyway. Always forget where he goes. And so this is this part over here. Da da dum. That little. Oh, yeah, this part here. Da da dum. That is the hard part for me to remember. It's the part that I keep stopping at. So once you identify that, of course, then this is the area that you'd want to focus your practicing on. So. Second half here. That that. It's probably one of the harder tunes, I reckon, for especially when you don't have the capo on. If I take the capo off, I'm just going to try it again, just as is written. So in the key of D this time. And then, yeah, we'll try something slightly different. I got lost a wee bit in there. I'll have to practice that a bit more, I still think. Second part. Oh, I messed that up as well. Whoa, okay, yeah, that is a tricky one. Some of my students are probably going to find that quite annoying in places where you have to sort of really do have to stretch. But if it gets too awkward, I'll just recommend that they add a capo and learn it that way, and then try taking a capo off and, you know, practice your stretching. It's that A. So I go back just to the bouzouki. It's the back to maybe the first part. Yeah, so when you're trying to do that, ba ba bum, really what the melody is there is very simple. It's just C sharp, D and E, but you're trying to hold down these two third and fourth courses while you're using your pinky as the melody and adding in your third finger down here. So you're doing quite awkward, that. Okay, so that's Madam Maxwell's, and I'm just going to save that. So I'll give that to my students here in the course. They can have a go at, and you guys as well who are watching the stream. All these streams will be up on my YouTube channel. You can just rewatch it and go through it in your own time. So bearing in mind that's the first time I'm playing it as well. So if you're learning it with me, there may be a little bit which is a lot of mistakes that I'm making. Okay. So yeah. See how you get on. It's a nice wee piece though. Okay, so if I just close that down, go to my desktop. I don't really need that open. How do I do? I think I've saved it. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at. Let me see. Olivia Barrett. Fiddle. Let me see if I can find. Let's see. Oh, what's this one? We'll have another new one. So, have I done this one? I don't know. Nice. Oh yeah. Oh nice. That's a lovely tune. Now, if I put that down at the moment I'm playing that, guys, if I open up my bouzouki here. Okay, I'll just move this slightly out of the way. So yeah, let's see if we can move it down, because at the moment I've got that capo on 6. So yeah, this is the thing that I've got to watch out for, is that I'm so used to capo on 5 and on 7, the 2 dots. Okay, so for G major and for A, or A minor or A major. So having it in there, and even then it's not always in just pretend we're in G. It's, if I put that in to show you. Oh. Probably flat would be better. Maybe that. Yeah, so. E flat minor is probably a better way of thinking of this, yeah. Da, 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 da. Yeah, so it's using that, you know, bar, I suppose, for bum, 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 to get that B flat minor. Okay, so let's try recording it, notating it, and learning it. Okay, so we'll just put that back to the start, and then of course we're going to slow it down. We're going to change it just like we usually do. So let's just record it first of all, just so we can slow it down. Let me see. Okay, let's see what we have here. I've heard that tune before, but I think it was Solus who did it. There was a third part to it. Or was there? I don't know. Okay, so if we go to the desktop, this is the recording that I just made there. Again, I'm just going to put it into Fission just to tidy it up just slightly, because I recorded it a little bit late. So if I put that in here. Yeah, see all that blank spot? I want to get rid of that. I don't need the ending repeated either. So I'm just going to zoom in a wee bit. And just move that over a smidgen, if I can. There we go. Okay, so if I just crop that. And then save it. There we go. So hopefully that should start as soon as I press play now. Yep. Okay, so it's good to go. Let's put it into pitch switch and see if we can mess around with the key. So I think I would know that more sort of a B minor tune. Oh my goodness, how far down can I switch this? Tricky one. Okay, so the original is this in this key. Maybe if I move it up one. Yeah. Okay, so that is kind of the key that I'm aiming for here. Is it semitone higher, actually? So I bumped it up from that sort of... I just put it back to the original. This is what it was recorded at. Yeah, so just putting it a semitone higher should actually make life a little bit easier for us there. So let me see if I can save that. Just up a semitone, save as semitone. I don't really save these guys, so I only need it just for a minute when I notate it. So if I just save that to the desktop. So the original is here. If I bring that up. And this is the altered version. It just makes life easier for me to work out how to notate it and add chords. But of course, as I always say, guys, always go back to what the original was. Okay, so go to her Facebook, go to Olivia's Facebook page and learn it the usual way, which is adding the capital 1/6. Always good to experiment and try and find the key like I did. I was struggling there thinking, okay, it sounds like a semitone out from what I'm used to playing, and even then, when I find the right capo, I'm still having to start off using barring, so maybe I must be way off. So yeah, so having it like as a semitone higher made all the difference for me. And then I would go back and learn it with the capo on 6 or whatever, try it in different tunings. So if I was to play that original one, da, 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 I know the key now at least. That's a really nice one on that key. So it sounds sweeter, I think. I'm putting it a semitone higher than the normal sort of tuning. A semitone higher is a wee bit harsh now. I've gotten used to hearing it that way, and then when you listen to it, the sort of standard tune, it's just... Again, I could, you know, this da, 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 semitone lower. So it moved everything like into sort of D flat major territory because I can't really go any further lower than D, A, D. So I would need to have put the capo on. My goodness, what a capo on 11. If I wanted to sort of keep playing it in that tuning, which isn't ideal. So, but it sounds nicer. It sounds nicer melody wise. It sounds nicer. That's not going to sound nice on my bouzouki. So what I did was put it a semitone higher, and let's now notate this. This is one of those B. Is it B Aeolian? Let me just check. Do you remember where my handouts are for this? Yeah, is it lesson 15 that I went over with the guys on? Yeah, all the different modes that are used. This is B Aeolian. You'll usually find that B Aeolian is one of the least used. Well, it's one of the tunings that isn't used, or it's modes that isn't used that much because you tend to go into D Ionian or D major after in the second half nearly all the time. So even like I think the Longford Spinsters like that. Da 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 dum, ba ba da ba dum da ba dum da 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 da. So yeah. Even in that reel, you're going into D. So it's kind of a common thing. Actually, I don't even need to be wearing my bouzouki. I wear my bouzouki, I don't hold it. Okay. We shall do this for, I reckon. Yeah, could we just use like a template? I should be saving these actually as templates. Let me see if I can find a nice one. In D. Da. So what one do I have? I think the Mountain Road is in D. Yeah, I just copy other tunes and use the templates, guys. So it's a sort of a way of getting around it. I have to figure out what the name of the tune is as well. I know it's by Solus, but I don't want to play it for copyright reasons, of course. So, let me see. I'll just call it Solus tune. I'll find the name for it, guys. Apologies that I can't remember. Let me see. Just gotta check Olivia's thing to see, did she actually mention it? That would have been handy if I had paid attention. Let me see, what did she say? Ooh, Sounds happy, but like it also sings of conviction and resolve. Yeah, doesn't it? It's a good one. Do we have any name of the tune? No, actually, I didn't have the name of it, but not to worry. I'll find it. I know Solus definitely do it somewhere. So I'll find the name for it, guys. I'm useless with names anyway. Even if someone tell me the name of the tune, I'd be like, "What? What one's that?" And then they hum a wee bit, and I'm like, "Oh, okay. I now know what you mean." So if we put this in 6/8, because it's a jig. What the heck happened there? Lost everything. Oh no, it's just the repeat mark. Okay. Well, I want that. Please. Bring that back. The only thing I don't need is all this. Delete bars. Whoa. Yeah, just delete the contents. Thank you. So it should be. What is going on with my input here? Okay, sorry about that. Don't know what was going on there. Let me think. If I add in my tin whistle, I need, guys, if anyone knows a Stream Deck shortcut for loop back here, I need to figure out a way of putting this on if I'm having to go in and out every 2 seconds. Okay, so maybe if I just mute the other mic, it won't sound so bad. OBS, yes, I know I'm using it. Okay, so hopefully you guys can still hear me, because the tin whistle mic should be on, and I might just put a wee bit of extra gain into that fella. Testing 1, 2. Yeah, need a wee bit more. Let's see. 9 already. Put it up to 10. Testing 1, 2. Oh. Da 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 dum. Ba 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 bum ba ba bum. Ba 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 bum. Maybe I just copy those bars. We could. Oh, I'm just gonna change this to Solus tune. It should be maybe ba 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 bum. Da. Ba 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 ba. Yeah, maybe it's a crotchet actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's how we listen. Let me see. Is something I'm missing? Yeah, instead of D, you could do B and B, B, D, E, rather than just D, E. Okay, so let's hope we listen again. Yeah, same next 2 bars should be the same. And you'll find that a lot, guys, in music in general, not just Irish trad music, that usually when you have like an 8-bar phrase like this, like the first 4 bars are there, and the next 4 bars begins the same way as the first 4 bars. And that's very typical of a lot of jigs, but it's also very typical of a lot of melodies in general. Okay, let me see. I think that's it. I need to double check. Follow Olivia's playing again. Now, remember, guys, I said this last week and the week before. Olivia's a professional musician, so she'll never play, or rarely will play anything like in trad music the same way. Like, she'll put in loads of ornamentation and variation, which is what you're meant to do. So it's kind of hard trying to find, well, what's the skeleton of the tune, So what we're hearing from her Facebook account there is her playing through, I think just playing through the tunes once, and even then there's like variations everywhere. So you can imagine trying to get it like 3 or 4 times. So this isn't in any way definitive what you see here. It's not as if this is the only way of doing it. I'm not sure if I like that D now. Yeah, I kind of prefer keeping the momentum going. I've messed up, have I? Nope. Okay. Yeah, I like that better. That was another thing instead of da 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 da. It could be. So B D C sharp B. So ba 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 ba. So you don't have to do. You could do. So it's another variation, another way of doing it. Yeah, any of them work. That's going to be the B minor, methinks. Let me see. B minor, where are you? What the heck's my B minor, guys? Tell me I've put in a B minor. Really? Oh, is that it? Yeah, okay. And I put it in the wrong place. B minor. A G. So oops, putting in the, this is one of those funny things that sometimes the chords aren't harmonizing the melody, which sounds weird. So this note doesn't really belong unless it's part of the sus4. The F sharp doesn't belong at all. So D, F sharp, A. If you make it a sus4 chord, the D and the A do belong. Oops. There we go. This should be a G, methinks. Dumb. If we get the G. Do-do-dum. Boo, 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 boom. Ba. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I wonder if this would work in there. I think I hear this sometimes when players are playing. They move up and down between B minor, A, G. No, B minor, A, G, A, B minor, up and down. Da 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 da. So maybe if I copy that. Yeah, so we just listen to that. Da, da, da. Let's do the second half. Ba, 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 ba. Whoops. Dun, dun, dun. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it should be an A. Bum, ba, 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 bum. An A again. Dum, bum. Oops. Okay, so I just typed everything in there. Let's see if it's any way close to what it should be. Don't really need these bars. I'm just going to delete those and put my repeat marks back in. There and there. So, this is the part I say. I've said this in the course, actually. I can't remember exactly what lesson it is, but it's somewhere in those 17 lessons that when you are playing in B Aeolian, the second half is nearly all the times it goes into D Ionian. So it starts off as if it's in B minor, and then it goes into what classical musicians would refer to as the relative major, D major. D major and B minor both have the exact same key signature. So this should sound like it's in D. If I just actually put a D in. And just keep that going. G. Is that right? I wonder. I don't know. Let's hear. It's actually alright. Okay, it kind of works. It should sound like we're going into B minor towards the end, though. That we're going, because we're going to be repeating the A like you always do. You go back to the A section, so we should be not necessarily modulating into B minor towards the end, but moving towards it anyway. So if we just copy all this. Sorry. I know it's very irritating. We got there. Here we go. Dum. Oh, that's nice. So it may work actually just repeating the same chords. So it was only really this chord progression to learn and this chord progression to learn, because this first one's repeated in the second line and the second one's repeated in the last line. That's kind of nice. Now, I know that Olivia's come up with far nicer chords there. So as I say, always go back to the source, guys. And anytime you're going to do a session or anything, always ask permission as well to anybody. Like, can I record what you're doing and, get an idea of the tunes? Do you know what the tunes are, or where you learnt them, or where I can find them? Yeah, so it's always a good idea to sort of, go to the source every time. Okay, that's what we were doing here as well. So as I say, Olivia's very kindly given us permission to sort of showcase her stuff. Not that this is going out to millions of people, if only. Yeah, you could see what brilliant musicians there are on Facebook. If I move this over, can we hear the whole thing? Yeah, that should do it. Boom. Well, could we do that? I wonder in the Bazooki. Bum. Do. Let's figure it out. Get a wee bit of a bass line going. Da, da, da. B might be awkward enough. I don't even know if I have that chord. Let me see. Bum. I'll show you what I'm doing here. If I go back to this. So this is on the 7th fret, if you're wondering. Okay, so up here, it's kind of like an E minor 7, but I don't hold all those fingers down for it. So da da dum. So maybe instead of just going D, bum bum bum. Let's take this out just for a second and see, can we add a couple of new interesting things in here? So it's oh, that would be nice. Da da da. What is that? So this should be the 7th fret. So that I'm just checking my bouzouki here. What is this? D F over F sharp. That's what we're aiming for here. Actually, is this D over F sharp? D over F sharp. Let's add them in here. Oh. Actually, I better put all of these, yeah, invisible. Oh, select. There we go. Da da da. Boom. Now the one to get to that is a wee bit awkward. Da da. Okay, so if I just make it up while we're here. So this is the, so it's 7th fret, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and on the 4th course, and the 12th on the 2nd course. And that's like your D over F sharp. It's quite a high chord. Yeah, so I'll show you guys what it looks like here. I don't even need the cap over this. Tricky enough, this one. So we should have it. It doesn't even know what I'm trying to do, question mark. So if I bring those guys back. Oh, it's gone to A, actually. That's nice. So we have F sharp, D open, A, and D open. Creates that. I'm looking for the same sort of movement, just everything down 2 frets. So here and here. So if I go back to my desktop so you guys can see. Yeah, this is the new chord that I'm adding in. Not even sure what would I call this if I put it down. It's calling it E minor 7, no 5th over. Oh my god. Right, I'm not going to call it that. I'm just going to call it E minor over D. I'm not going to bother with it, calling it the 7th. I know there are 7ths there, of course, with the open Ds. Don't really care about that. It's just a horrible E minor 7, no 5th over D. It's like 20 years of theory in there. So we're not going to be bothering with that, and we're just going to keep things nice and straightforward as possible anyway. Now, if I just drag him in. For some reason my mouse is misbehaving. There we go. It doesn't want to move. This is weird. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's just call this E minor. Oh, 7 over. We have to call it E minor 7 over D, because over D doesn't make sense if you don't call it E minor 7. I'm not going to put in the no fifth. Okay. Well, I suppose it's pretty obvious. It's E, G. There's no B. So, yeah, that should be it in. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, let's give it a proper name. E minor over D. Oops, I wrote E major. Whoops, that's bad. There we go. E minor. And we'll just put that in there. Okay, I think that's all the chords. All that was is to get a nice moving bass line here between D up to that D over the F sharp. You can even have, I might even do that actually, have the, yeah, D with the F sharp as well. Okay, so that would be slightly different to what's written. All I'm going to do is just add an extra note or extra finger in here. Okay, so let's edit this one. 7. So this is a nice D major chord, kind of in the middle of the bouzouki. I'm just going to add that in here as well. Okay, so this is our D major chord. It's going to call it D major high. There we go. So you can see that if we zoom in here, everything here is on the 7th fret, and we're playing that D here. So you've got your 4th chorus on the 7th fret, and the 2nd chorus on the 9th fret. That's the F sharp. Then you kind of use the same fingers and slide everything up. So now you're on the 9th and on the 10th frets. Sorry, yeah, the 9th and 10th frets for the 4th and the 2nd chorus. And then slide everything up again to D over the F sharp. So it's a good little chord progression to learn. Okay, so if we just zoom out again, and let's have a wee listen just to that part. Put him in here and make him invisible. Here we go. Maybe we could change that. Yeah, that should really be a G as well, because that will harmonize the D and the G. So we change that, just so that we don't have too much repetition. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Oops. There we go. Bum bum bum. Dum dum. Okay. Yeah, it kind of works. Radio. So that is our soloist tune. Save as soloist tune until I figure out the name. Okay. Okay, so what a lot of people do is also syncopate this, so you don't need it exactly as is written here, you know, occurring on the first beat of the bar or the second beat of the bar. You could do something like... You can move everything a little bit earlier. So here, for example, having this chord like here, so it's now occurring on the last part of the first beat. So it sounds like or you could even move it forward. So that's where I'm putting that A sus in. There's there. So what does it sound like? Yeah, it comes in. The program doesn't like it. You can tell it doesn't like it because it's sort of, you know, only gave it like a split second of audio. It wants it on the beat, so you can hear it coming in just a little bit earlier than it should, or what the computer is expecting it to do. So let's have a listen again. I would probably have that again over here. Bum, bum, bum. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 bum. Yeah, having it a little bit later here. So mess around with that when you're practicing, guys. You know, try moving chords coming in a little bit later, or a little bit earlier here, a little bit later here, just to see, does that give it a bit more of a rhythmic interest, like syncopating it a bit. You don't have to do it every single performance of it, but maybe once or twice. Okay, so let's see if I save that just to have a wee bit of syncopation. So I'm going to call it the syncopated tune maybe as well. And let's see if I go back to my traditional audio. Well, actually, while I'm using the tin whistle, I might actually record this. Let me see if I can bring that up. Just recording me. What's the easiest way for me to do this? Is it audio hijack? It probably is. And tin whistle recording. Okay, here we go. Okay, that'll do. Let's stop it there. And to see, I'm just interested to see, does that take, guys, when I'm recording? That input device, this should be me. Okay, here we go. Oh, good. Don't, please. It's a wee bit of a mouse, but and we can put it through Fission just to tidy it up a wee bit and maybe make it a bit louder. So let's open up. Open. Oh, maybe I should open it from here. Open in Fission. There we go. Okay, so it's only this that I need. And everything needs, yeah, it's all a wee bit mousy. So we just turn it up a wee smidgen, I think. Let me see. Is that too loud? Maybe second half's a bit loud. It'll do. Okay, so if I just save, that should be it. And if we put this on loop, I can loop practice to myself. Let me see. Yeah, it's clipping a wee bit. Yeah. So as you can hopefully hear there when I'm sort of putting all this together just on the fly, you should hopefully be able to hear how the second half of these tunes, any tune that's in B minor like that, guys, keep a wee eye out for it. You will find that you should be playing a lot of open or no capo on this. So if I bring it back and just, let me suppose, put it back to the first position, there we go. So the B minor to start with, A sus, G, A sus, B minor. There's a lot of moving back and forth between those three chords. That's why I put in some syncopation just to make it a bit more interesting. Or you could do if you wanted to. Bar it, If you want to. You don't have to play the bar chords of this, but if you're interested, it's on the 4th fret, whole finger down for all of it, and then just add your second finger into the second course on that fret just above. That's really your B minor, but it's the same as that, if you want to do it that way. Someone was saying they were doing a different version of it. I can't remember what, but one of my students was saying they were doing a different version of B minor, so I have to keep a wee eye out for that. Oh yes, I remember now. I think it was George. Yeah, George was saying hold those two down, and then he adds his third finger in on the 5th fret. You can do that, of course, as well. Yeah, it's kind of nice. If you want to practice your A major as well, this is a good tune to do it. Hold those two fingers down, add your pinky. That's kind of a tricky one. So going between and then adding your pinky. Yeah, so whatever way you want to do it, that's fine. I wonder what happens when you add the capo onto 7. Remember I said before that you can add the capo to play in, if you're playing in D. Oops. Sorry about that. If you're playing in D, going down. Okay, so I better get my audio right here actually just before, because it might sound a wee bit weird. Yeah, apologies for that, guys, if that sounded weird. if you're going down from the D, you can add your capo on 7 and pretend you're in G. Now, because this piece does go to D in the second part, this may be possible in this piece, but yeah, you're gonna have to bar the E minor up or the B minor up here. Yeah, let's hear what does that sound like with the tune. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, yeah, it is possible, like, to do that high if you want to. That's your B minor. Da, 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 da. That should be your A. 5. That would be your G. And that's your D. So it has a nice resonance with that fourth chorus. Just thinking of counter melodies and stuff if you want to add that in. Nah, it's probably just better keeping it. I suppose there is something at the beginnings of something there. I'm just not really sure what it is yet, but having that little da 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 dum. there's something there. I'll have to work on that at another time. We're running out of time, we're way over. Okie dokie. So yeah, let's go back just to see what we've covered tonight, guys. Quite a bit, in fact. We have a bit of the Solus tune there. I'll get the proper name for that and add that into the description. Once I figure out what the name of the tune is, I should know it. I've heard it before. The main thing to take away from this, guys, is that if you begin a tune in the B minor or B Aeolian, you will nearly always want to go to the D Ionian, so it'll sort of feel like it's going from minor up to major in the second half. What makes these tunes sound really nice and unusual. It may sound like you're modulating, but you're not really, because you're going through a new key, I suppose, into D, through D, back into B minor, or B Aeolian, if you want to think of that. So that was really nice from Olivia's there. Of course, as usual, go over and check out her Facebook group. Brilliant selection of tunes. So there's another one to figure out what the tune is. So that's what we were looking at there. And then what we were looking at even before that was a tune that I'm learning, which is Madame Maxwell's. If I can find that again. I think it's in part 4 here. Yeah. So this is another wee one. These will be available for any of you guys who are in my courses. I'll make all the sheet music, available and the audio files. And, obviously we'll be going through this a wee bit more proper detail in the lessons. It's just to give you an idea, guys, what I'm working on, for students coming up. So it'll probably be a few weeks before we come across this one, because I still have to kind of learn what's the nicer way of playing these chords. But at least we've got the tune down, we've got the chord progression down. We just have to figure out a nicer way or an easier way maybe, of transmitting or going from one chord to the other. Okay, so that's what I'll be working on. That's my homework. Okay. Well, as usual, guys, thanks very much for coming. For those of you who've joined us tonight. Yeah, I see there was a couple of wee comments there from Martin. So sorry I missed you, Martin. Yeah, at least it was sounding semi-okay. So these lives, guys, will be available online, of course, in my live section. So in the YouTube channel. So do check them out. If you're interested in the lesson materials, check out the website. Go to the Top Score Music Academy and check out the lessons. There's a free lesson there for anyone who's interested. There's a mini course, there's a full course, and there's weekly lessons that I go through as well with students. So if you're interested, it's all there. Or if you just want to turn up every week to the live, hop in and out, you're more than welcome to do that. And I've got community Q&A tomorrow as well for anyone who has any questions. We'll be doing that as well. So yeah, hopefully see you guys then. And if not, I'll see you again next week.